Good evening. Welcome to the June 23rd, 2025 episode of Community Lens. We are sorry we missed you last month, but the budget referendum went through. Thank you so much for going out and voting. So we couldn't film on the same night as the public hearing because everybody was at the public hearing. So we're back. I want to wish you an early 4th of July. And I also want to point out, even though the budget has dwindled down and we're waiting on going forward, there are some things still going on in town. There will be a public hearing in July on a planning and zoning application for converting a house into some apartments, and we would love to see some people come out, give some testimony, send some testimony in. Again, it's your lens, so positive testimony is always wanted, and also your feedback if you have some questions or some negative testimony as well. But please participate because these are very important items that the town needs to hear from us about them. So we will have the graphic up in case you haven't seen the notice yet. And again, happy 4th of July. I'm Kara Papa, your host, and let's introduce our guests.
Hi, I'm Mary Alyssa. I am one of the North Branford Potato and Corn Festival coordinators.
Hi, I'm Elisa Pannone. I'm also one of the Potato and Corn Festival coordinators.
So I'm going to ask Elisa to start us off tonight talking about POCO.
Oh, okay. I've been doing POCO for more years than I could count right now. It's a great event. I've been there since when it went from 1 day to 3 days. 3 days has turned into an amazing weekend when it doesn't rain. I'm in charge with Rose for volunteers. We do sponsorship. The volunteer forms are out on the website, and they're also in the libraries, and they're also at the community center. They're available. And if you have any questions, you could call the community center, 203-484-6017, and ask for someone from the Potato Fest, and they can help you. Volunteers are important. Without our volunteers, we would not be able to run the festival. We have student groups that volunteer, student teams, Boy Scouts, and they do an amazing job helping us put the festival on. So please, if you want to have a fun time and see your friends and neighbors, come out and volunteer. What else? The sponsorship forms are also out. They're also, I believe, on the website, and you can also get those at the community center. And sponsors doesn't have to mean just a donation. They go from $500 to $5,000, but it can also be an in-kind sponsorship, services or small items that we may need to make the festival a success for the weekend. I think that's it. Though I would like you to know that the funds from the festival go back into the town. We sponsor the Senior Center, one of the sponsors for the Senior Center Christmas party. We sponsor some of the sports teams. In the past, we've done scholarship. What else do we do? I'm going to think. And among other things, it does go back into the community. It's just so we have enough to food pantry. Yes, the food pantry. Thank you.
So would you say Senior Center Christmas party?
Mm-hmm. So and there are other things, and the monies we get from the festival goes back into our account, not the town's, and we're self-sustaining. So we hopefully make enough money, a little bit more, so we can help sponsor the local teams and seniors. And then the money what's left goes to start up the festival for the following year.
Oh, and the potato wrapping.
Oh, that's right. And we do have potato wrapping, right, with the seniors, or anybody can come down and potato wrap. It's usually done the Monday, Tuesday before the festival, which this year is 27th and 28th?
27th is a Sunday.
Okay, 28th and 29th of July. Yes. So we do have, if anybody would like to come down and help wrap 4,000 potatoes, that's always appreciated. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Mary.
Hi. So I am going to fill you in a little bit about the entertainment that is coming up. For this year, we have Juicebox, who Nick DeLizio is one of our locals. I am sure most of you have heard his name before. He teaches in town, he coaches in town, and he was Teacher of the Year this year, right?
Teacher of the Year, and the softball team won the Shoreline and the state championship.
So it's nice to have them. They are our pre-fireworks band. I believe they go on about 7:30. It's always a really good time. If you haven't been there in the past 2 years, we have a bit of a new layout, and the stage is at the top of the hill, right in between, like a sandwich, between our potato and corn booth, which our farm fresh corn is generously donated by every farm in this town. And I want to make sure that, we're thanking all the farms, because it's just such a huge thing to, first of all, the corn is amazing.
Right.
But it is one of the ways, you see the little bits. I think behind the scenes, we see a little bit more of how the community impact that happens during the festival. So in between that, we have the stage, and we have our beer and wine garden, which Central Cafe, again, another town business, is running with us. So that's nice. And when you go in, it's staffed with help from different town departments. So you may see our town manager, you may see people from different committees in town, that you may have seen on Totucket television when it's televised, when you see all, the different town committees that do their thing. They're out there in parking. They're there to just help wherever's needed, so that's really nice. And it's nice just to see familiar faces, and we all have a really good time. Obviously, our PD is involved. Public Works plays a huge role. Without every town department participating, we would not be able to do that. We would not be able to do this. Obviously, the festival's grown quite a bit over the years and has become something really for our town to be proud of. A lot goes into it, and it's nice to have, we have that beautiful stage, and it's a nice place to just kind of eat, relax, take in some music and other acts. We have, trying to think what else we have this year. Bill, for stage music, we have one of our long-term volunteers. How long's Bill been with the
As long as
festival?
I've been doing it, so, yep.
So, and he also, if you don't see him at the roaster, helping at the corn and potato tent, his band is actually playing Saturday afternoon. And, so it's nice to have him. Friday and Saturday, our opening acts is Kenny Arehu, he was on The Voice. He is in our neighboring town of East Haven, and he's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
He plays
music
that is, hit the voice on this guy. And he plays music from all different decades, mixed in with some originals that are, pleasing for every age group. It's just, he's great. We're happy to welcome him back after a few years. We have Shot Down, which is a great country band that unfortunately with the weather last year, had to end maybe after a few songs on Friday night. So we are lucky to have them back this year. Sunday we have Take Two. Take Two and Call Me in the Morning?
Yes.
All right, that's the full name. So, and we have some other things mixed in there too. Revolution Academy of Dance, their performance team comes out and gives us a little show afternoon, so it's nice to showcase some of the local talent, and we are always looking for more ideas, not just musical acts, to make use of our stage and entertain your friends and neighbors and show off your talents.
Our opening ceremonies?
We are, I believe so. I believe we are still doing the opening ceremonies with the Chamber of Commerce, and our local cheer will be a part of that, opening it, and that starts at 5, right when the festival opens on the stage. And Haley Bayusik, a very talented 6th grade singer.
She gonna sing?
She is going to do the American anthem before the fireworks. So we have a lot going on the stage, which is really cool and one of my favorite things. In addition to new for this year is we have the Victoria Circus. I don't know what to call it. It's like motocross, but one of those big cage things. I figure, I didn't bring that in personally, another coordinator did, but I think it's a really nice touch, something new, that especially our community, we love our motorized bikes around here. So I think a lot of people enjoy that. They, I believe, are doing, was it 3 shows Friday?
2 Friday.
2 Friday, 4 Saturday, and 3 on Sunday? They're doing multiple shows.
Yeah.
We'll have a schedule as we get closer. Our exotic petting zoo is coming back. Last year, we saw a kangaroo for the first time. We saw a kookaburra.
Kookaburra.
Obviously, they had, some llamas and all sweet things to pet. They had those beautiful parrots. They had a lot of cool animals, a little alligator, things that I haven't seen myself, but maybe others spend more time doing that. But that was a lot of fun. Our helicopters are going to be with us, weather permitting, of course, all 3 nights this year. We will have Middlesex County tractor pulls again. That's always fun. People seem to really enjoy watching those. Strickline carving is coming back. And if you haven't gotten a chance to watch him in action, he does a few different demonstrations daily throughout the festival. And what I really like about Adam the wood carver is he doesn't necessarily have a plan till he takes a piece of wood and he has a vision of what he's going to create it into it. Like the skill and the articism, and is that a word? Articism?
Sure.
It is now.
And I like it.
I like to make up my own words. He does a beautiful job. If you've been in the Park and Rec building, you can see some huge wood carvings he has done for us. And this year we are actually going to be raffling one off.
Oh.
He also does smaller pieces. He can be commissioned if somebody's interested.
Yeah.
In a
he has stuff to purchase
animal
on
or
site
certain,
too.
Yeah.
Typically, he is over on the side of the bull barn by the tractor pulls. Unsure if he'll be there, but we'll have it noted on our website. As we get closer to the festival, probably in a few weeks, we will have, instead of coming out in your shoreline paper like we used to with the paper booklets, we're saving some trees, and our booklet is now digital and on our website, nbpocofestival.com.
Mm-hmm.
So that is beautifully crafted by our own Jess Cave from Park and Rec, and that will have all our scheduling, food truck information, our wonderful sponsors. You can see who they are. So just keep your eye on the website. Right now we are still starting to fill it as things come together. We have a lot of new craft vendors this year that have some interesting stuff that I'm really excited about. And many of the favorites that come back year after year. A couple new food vendors will be with us. So that's always nice to have like that wide variety. So after you have your corn and potato, at the tent, when you get hungry again, there is many choices, sweet and savory. We love our vendors. They have a good time with us.
Some of our vendors have been with us for 20 years too.
Yeah. A lot of the food vendors have been there since the beginning.
Since the 3 days.
The
beginning of the 3 days.
Ice cream.
Ashley's, curly fries.
Arts fries, and California curly fries.
Have been with us.
The VFW.
The VFW, he's been from Guilford, he's been with us too.
Yeah.
Since we went to 3 days, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, it's a lot of it is typical fair food and some fun exotic type things too. I know the Thai is always very popular, and he's got that bubble tea that the kids go nuts for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my daughter's always like, can I have money for that?
Haven, I believe, the Thai guy.
Wristbands from the amusement company will be up on our website soon for purchase. It takes you right to Fiesta Amusement site. They are not up yet, but will be soon. Like I said, it's a little at a time. That gets filling as we confirm different details. So it's coming. It'll be there. And that's always a lot of fun too. I think our new website, it's got a little razzle dazzle to it. I really like that we have the there we go, the booklet. I'm just throwing stuff. We have the booklet on there now. I think it's really nice. It's pretty. She does such a pretty job.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Lisa said, we have on our website now the volunteer forms, we have sponsorship forms, we have a limited amount of vendor spots left. So if you are a nonprofit, if you are any kind of organization that, would like a booth to fundraise or spread your mission, we have booths available, crafters and business vendors of all types. We have a very good mix that comes in. And a lot of it is, our sponsors really come in from everything from sponsoring our stage to the fireworks to our shuttle buses to our golf carts. And with our sponsors, we absolutely could not do it. Like Lisa said, we are, self-sufficient. And, so everything that, I should have had a ponytail. Everything that we do is dependent on that.
On your shuttle note, that as of right now, we will not be using Jerome Harrison this year. We'll be back at the high school for the shuttle. So important to note. And that'll be out probably in the Tutucket Times beforehand too, and on the website. But there will not be parking at Jerome. It will be at the high school on the North Brantford side. And the middle school.
Yeah, well, and top of the hour is a handicap accessible shuttle, which I think is important to note. Our parking, again, is going to be on Totucket.
Off Totucket,
for those who didn't go to the festival there, we moved the parking over there. So that's always good to know.
So there's an entrance from Totucket side?
Oh, yeah,
now?
Public Works
it's
last
a big
year.
field. Back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Public Works did a really nice job grooming it and making it suitable for parking. And so, you walk down over the bridge that's down there over by the Farm River.
Okay.
Is now really the opening of the festival. That's the entrance.
The other
And
entrance
is
is still,
shuttles.
the shuttles will be in the other, coming in the other entrance.
In the other entrance.
Yeah.
And I know
handicap.
there's that drop off for parents dropping off like the teens and stuff. Is that
At the
still on
Auger House.
22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's at the Auger House. It's got the turnaround driveway. Makes it a little safer so they're not dropping them off just on the side of the street.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and as usual, no gate fee. We're one of the few fairs in the state that do not have an entry fee.
But we are having a shuttle fee this year because of last year and the loss of money. It will be $5 per person. Anyone under 13, 14 is free. No more than $10 a family, adults and children, to help offset some of our costs. Because of the washout last year, we were limited in what we earned.
And will they be able to pay that when they get on the shuttle?
On the shuttle, yes. If they have, we're going to cash and the square. Yes, there'll be somebody collecting your money as you get on the shuttle.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll confirm the pricing and details on that. It'll go out in the Totucket Times as we get closer. Anything new is always kind of a work in project that we have to, sometimes along the way you think of a better way to do things and you pivot a little.
Yeah. We're not happy that we had to do it, but with the rising costs for everything that we buy also, for our tent and, to hire the police, pay Public Works, pay for trash pickup, all those things have gone up, so we have to help with our costs too. We were not happy. It was a very tough decision,
I'm sure.
to come to. And parking will be $25, but that's it. And we have not gone up on parking since we've been a 3-day festival. So
do you still have the elite parking or premier parking?
that we're talking about. They're doing work on the Public Works building, so we're not sure that we're going to be able to have it this year.
Okay.
Because we can't park closer to the festival.
Okay.
Over there, so we don't know unless there's some other place we can work out. Right now, no, but we're still talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the planning is year round, as you know.
Yeah.
So, we actually, there's already things that we are talking about for next year. So we never, we just never stop.
We start in September,
Right.
after the festival. Yep.
Yeah.
It never ends. I'm going to just go into questions
Sure.
for you guys, if you don't mind.
No.
So I'm going to back up, and I just want to clarify. Can you clarify for the people that might have heard you talking about the finances a little bit. So you were talking about an account. So are you part of the town or are you separate from
We
the
fall under the town. The town we are a line in our account is managed by the town. All our bills get paid through the town, but it's only festival money that goes into that account. And the festival pays for the police, the festival pays for public works, any other costs that we have, we pay for all the food, for the potato.
For the pie eating contest.
For the pie
and
eating
every
I
little.
mean, we pay, everything is generated by the festival. None of the money is from the town or the general fund. The money is all because we're self-sustaining. Unfortunately, which is why we had to charge $5.
Right, so the
this year.
parking and the shuttle fees are really important because that's what's
Right.
keeping
That's what keeps
everything
us going.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, they are a huge part of what keeps us going.
We pay for the entertainment. I mean, there's one or two entertainers that don't charge, but for the big bands that come in, the circus, the petting zoo, the fireworks, all that we pay for.
And the helicopters?
And no, the helicopters, actually, that is a good one for us, a good question. I don't know what they're going to be charging. They give us so much per ride. It's a relatively small amount, but they give us a percentage of what they bring in.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really nice.
And it doesn't cost us anything to have them there.
So a lot of the attractions we don't make any money off of. They're there and we pay them to be there.
Right. The
the
helicopters is the
circus,
only one.
the petting zoo, bands, the wood carver, the tractor pulls. So a lot of the things that we come in, we are paying to have there.
Okay.
They're not paying us to be there.
Right.
Obviously, there's a fee for vendors, which we worked on, in the past. Last year, we lowered the prices a whole bunch to see what we could manage because we want to make sure that it is comfortable for our vendors to be there. We want them to also, make money too. That's what they're there for.
Right. And especially supporting small businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of vendors are corporate, but then you want to get in those crafters and
Yeah.
the small businesses.
So I absolutely love Rapices. That is
They're
a
local.
town, with the coffees and the desserts and stuff. When they were new last year, it was their first year with the festival, and they kept me well caffeinated.
Oh, good.
The entire time.
Okay.
Incredibly nice people. They do a lot for our town too. So again, that's another just these touches, and one of my biggest things as far as finding the community in such a big event is when you look around and you see the volunteers, they're your friends and neighbors.
Yes.
The community involvement, you're going to see people that, like I said, that from town departments, but not only that, you're going to see teachers you've had.
Friends and neighbors.
yeah,
I mean,
your friends and
you
neighbors.
volunteered.
Yeah.
So it's it's a lot of fun, and it is like a family. I've gotten to know a lot of people. I've been with the festival. This is my 4th year, so I'm the rookie.
But you're
but they're
doing
all
great.
teaching me.
Yeah.
So it's really
Yeah. And it works like a well-oiled machine. Like everybody that does the potatoes, everybody that does
Yeah.
the corn knows what they're doing, and they always
It's
want new
amazing.
blood in there. Yeah.
There's a lot
yeah.
of things I just stay out of the way.
Yeah.
So John Opie, who runs our parking.
Oh my God! Yeah, you can't.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
he's-
if he ever leaves, I might leave too,
Yeah.
because I don't know if we could.
Nick does
We
our
could handle
shuttles.
that.
He
Nick
helps
that does our
coordinate the
shuttles.
shuttles. He does a great job.
Nina with the information tent.
Yep,
She
yep.
designs our merch.
Oh, the one thing, let me say, the car show, we tried to do as a separate event, but because of the rain, we had to cancel. It is not part of it. It's a festival event, but not going to be at the festival this year. We're going to do it in the fall.
You answered my next question.
Was that your next question?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my next question. Is
We're
the
going to
car
do
show.
that in the
Yeah.
fall.
Okay. And I love hearing that Central Cafe is covering the beer tent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
great.
very, very nice people. We're so happy to have them. I mean, everyone we've had has been great, but it's nice to have that somebody from in town, a small business in town, so they're supporting the festival and we're supporting them back.
And are most of the town departments, are they all coming out and volunteering that day so people can meet
We
the
usually,
community?
we get a few people from each, they come and do a 4-hour shift. You're welcome to do anywhere from 4 to 12 to a whole weekend. We are there starting Monday because vendors come in. Food vendors come in and drop their trucks. Getting all the electricity lined up. We have Steven's in charge of all the logistics, and Hank, and they make sure everybody fits in there. So we start on Monday. The rides come down. The fire marshal has to go, and the state come down and go through all the rides before we can open. East Shore Health comes down, goes through all the vendors before they can open. So Bert, the fire marshal.
And Steve,
So
building inspector.
yep, and the building inspector. So everything gets inspected before we open the doors or open the gates.
Awesome. And speaking of safety, so if parents are concerned when they come to the POCO over the weekend, there is medical and fire on staff?
They're on, they're on site. We've had ambulance company is on site, or fire emergency, but there's always some kind of medical help on site.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I know my kiddo has had to take of their services a few times.
So was mine. It was so hot last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So
if it's
very
hot, please
thankful
make
that
sure
they're
they
there.
drink. We sell water.
Yes.
Yep. And if they end up having to go into the medical van, it's air conditioned, and they take such nice care
They
of.
do.
They were so good when my daughter, she got a little hot. I told her to wear a ponytail. She's got all that hair like me, and she got a little overheated.
Yeah.
So
They don't listen when you tell them to drink.
No, they don't.
They don't know.
But yeah, no, it's nice to have them there. And if you have a question or need some help for any reason, tell your kids to look for somebody. It says Team POCO on the back of all of our shirts. Especially anybody in a blue shirt is either a coordinator or a supervisor.
Right.
The gray t-shirts are our volunteers, so they may not know as much, but it doesn't mean they don't know nothing or can find you somebody.
They can direct you to whoever
We have
knows,
our
has the answers.
walkie-talkies, and we have pretty good communication amongst us. I'm usually sitting on my walkie-talkie, so everybody hears everything I say. I'm a little clumsy with it, but that's half the fun. That's how you get to know people.
It's very fun. Yes. Awesome. And the raffling for the carving, will that be part of another raffle that you have going on, or will it just be at the carving station?
TBA. We're not sure. We're still discussing how long. We may leave it open longer through other events for people who miss POCO. So that is still a conversation we're having.
Okay.
So like I said, keep an eye on the website. Once I don't like to put anything out there until it's set in stone.
Okay.
Because
Sounds good.
sometimes somebody might see it and then not see the update.
Right.
So I try to keep it. So it's like the bulk of the information just kind of comes all of a sudden, mid-July.
Right. Awesome. Okay.
We like to keep them in suspense.
Sounds
you go.
good. Well, thank you both for coming on and letting
Thanks
us
for
all
having
know.
us.
What is, just before we end, what's one thing that you would tell somebody that just moved into town, that's just hearing about this for the first time? What would you want them to know before they came to POCO?
Go to the fireworks. Our fireworks are awesome. Pyrotech does an
Atlas,
Atlas Pyrotech does an amazing job with the fireworks. One of the best shows, if not one of the largest and best shows in the state. It's amazing, and definitely our potato corn booth, especially since it's all local corn, and it's always delicious.
It's really good. I look forward
And
to
then
it.
walk around and see everything else.
Yeah. Again, the fireworks is my go-to. It's kind of that, we're there from early in the morning. We pretty much live there. And the moment when the fireworks start going off and I see this huge crowd of people there cheering for them, that's my moment where I'm like, all that work was definitely worth it to see the
Absolutely.
community enjoying that, so much. They go on about 9:20 usually, they go on when it's time.
Right,
so,
right, when
there's
it's
always
dark enough.
factors.
Yeah, depending on the weather.
And obviously safety is utmost important, and our fire department is very involved. Bert's great, he knows his stuff, the whole fire department does, so they do a lot with that.
Okay.
And we do, safety is always number one. We have a lot of big attractions going on, even down to, the amusement company is their own thing, but during the week as they set up, we see them testing all their safety features. And, so I feel very secure that they are professional. All of the employees through that are background checked. So that's a great thing too. They're very thorough. It's a really great company to work with.
We've been working with them for a lot of years.
yeah.
We have not,
So, and we do, we have a whole public safety meeting before the festival. So, all the coordinators, supervisors, and stuff, we very, very, very much know like any kind of safety plans. We've never had to use it.
Right.
So
that's great.
But it's there if we need it.
Okay.
But yeah, the fireworks is just for me, is like that, and just seeing everybody I know.
Right.
Is always really fun. Like, please, wave and say hi. It makes me happy.
So you just made me think of one last question, because I know a lot of people from town do this. So if people come during the day and they leave and they want to come back for the fireworks, do they have to pay for parking twice?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Save your tickets.
Okay. Save the ticket.
Or I'm not sure if they'll give you a ticket when you first come in, or if they'll give you the ticket if you tell them you're coming back.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that's going to work, but
And should they bring chairs to sit?
for the
Absolutely.
fireworks, yes.
Okay.
Chairs,
Yeah.
blankets.
Or a blanket.
A lot of people will come late afternoon and stake out their spot with their chairs and blankets around the stage area and enjoy, the entertainment and grab their food and then come sit and hang out. And then obviously we have, food tents. As you know, we don't have the giant tent anymore. It used to get so hot in there.
Right.
But square footage wise, all the separate food tents we have over the grounds it equals the same amount of space. It's just spread out for airflow. And it's nice to have one in front of the stage. What do we do? One by the tractor poles.
Yeah, we have them spread out all over, so
Yeah.
there's different options. And we have a lot of food options.
Yeah.
We do.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for being here. I just have a couple things to add before we leave, not about POCO, but some another town organization that's really in need, which is the food pantry. Federal funding has been cut to the main branch of the Connecticut Food Share. So all of the pantries in the state are not receiving what they used to receive. And our food pantry is down to getting 1 share from where they used to get 6 or 7 shares.
Oh, wow.
And so they're fully supported by donations. So I have a challenge for everybody. And I've started doing this, and I did it this past week, is if you have cans and bottles, we get 10 cents a piece now, and you return them and go into the store and get a gift card for that money and donate it to the food pantry, that would be a huge help. Because without the funding, they aren't receiving anything except for what they get from us. And there's only so many of us to go around. And as the weeks go by, the amount of people who are on their list that need to be served is going up by 20 and 30 families every week. So that means that the community is hurting, and it's the community that is supporting the food pantry. So I challenge you to save your cans and bottles and return them and donate that to the food pantry, because it would be a huge help. You'd be helping your neighbors, and you don't know that you're helping them, but it would be a great thing to do. So I'm gonna start doing it, so I challenge you to start doing it. And again, happy 4th of July. In August, come out and support the POCO, and we'll see you at the end of July. Have a great night.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm the owner of Get Organized with Megan Rose. I specialize in helping people create organized, stress-free homes through my services, which include decluttering and organizing, donation pickups, and daily chores such as laundry, dishes, and tidying up. I understand that inviting someone into your home can feel overwhelming, and many people feel hesitant or embarrassed. But I want you to know my services are 100% judgment-free. I'm here to help, not judge. In addition to my organizing work, I'm also the administrator for our town's free page, where I donate many of my clients' unwanted items to help others in the community. Giving back has been an important part of my business since the very beginning. I've lived in North Branford for 11 years with my boys, and I truly love being part of this community. Right now, I'm running a giveaway for 1 free hour of my decluttering service. Everyone who enters from town will receive $15 off their next session. Be sure to check out my Facebook page, Get Organized with Megan Rose, to learn more about my services. I hope to hear from you soon.